because you are my baby. Should be the one anyone go like. Me can get you off my mind. Girl, you're one of a kind. Where you're confident too. Yeah, me not lie. Although not chilling, me sending time. It be different feeling, different healing. Anytime where you stop by. Nothing the way you do it, I don't feel that you say I know they like, yeah. Must wanna hear them, you know I know they mind. Because you are my baby. Probably because you are my. Probably because you are my baby. Because you are my. It be probably because you are my baby. Because you are my. It be probably because you are my baby. Ooh, because you are my. Hey, ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, ooh, ooh, ooh. Because you are mine. Because you are mine. Because you are mine.
If you can get all the understanding on some of the difficult subjects you struggle with in school. As a student, do you feel dissatisfied with how hard it is to figure out a subject you're learning? Or as a parent or guardian, do you worry that your child is struggling to understand some of the subjects in school? Well, now you don't need to sign up for extra lessons or tutors. Simply tune in to Class Act, Mondays to Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. on City TV. Class Act is a show that seeks to enable senior high school students gain a much better understanding of what they learn in school. All you need is a TV, a chair, your notebook, and your pen. Get clarity on subjects such as maths, English, IT, and science. Class Act airs every Monday to Thursday at 5:30 p.m. on City TV on DSTV channel 363 and GoTV channel 182. Don't forget your pens, pencils, and your notebooks and tune in to Class Act, only on City TV.
Good morning and welcome to Breakfast Daily on City TV.
Yes, what a beautiful morning.
Yeah.
Thursday morning, and it's the 13th of August. Welcome. My name is David Kwekusechi.
And I am Jipa Ekia Ametam. Now it's an interactive show, so wherever you're watching us from, we want to hear from you. Use the hashtag Breakfast Daily to join the conversation.
Yes, and we have a WhatsApp line as well. It's 0550-585-832. If you happen to be outside Ghana, kindly prefix that number with +233.
I love Thursdays.
Yes.
It means that the weekend is right around the corner.
It's just a day away.
Just got to work a little hard work, finish up everything tomorrow, and hopefully, if you're not on weekend duty, you get to enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, I've got a date coming up this week.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Want to tell us about it?
I'll tell you about it.
But you don't want to tell us about it.
Tell the whole world about it.
It's an interactive conversation.
Well, they can ask me about it on Monday.
All right, so you tell us all about the date.
Yep.
How's the dating world like, by the way?
Frisky. Yeah, frisky. I think you have to be careful. Yeah, because these days, people are looking for any opportunity to take advantage and all of that. So you do have to be careful.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But how do you date in an era of Corona? Like you socially distance.
Okay, so here's the interesting thing. I'm very attentive to what they say about their own habits, right? If I hear things like, but there's no Corona these days,
and I'm partying,
I am not coming anywhere near you.
Trying to die.
No, I'm not interested. I'm not interested.
She's like, look at our code on today.
Let's take a look at the code for today. All right, so the quote for today comes from Jim Rohn. He says, either you run the day or the day runs you. Either you run the day or the day runs you. This is, Jim Rohn is one of my favorite authors. And he says some of the most profound things, Simple but profound.
Yeah.
Either you run the day or the day runs you. At the end of the day, if you don't take charge of every second of your day, knowing everything that you're inputting into each second, each minute of each day, the day will take over. And you realize that you've not done what all the things you were supposed to do or you had in mind to do.
It reminds me of, sometimes, especially when you're at a place where you don't really want to be. Yeah. Time moves so slowly.
Oh, Lord.
You just be looking at the you're like, it's only been 10 minutes, right? But then the minute you're focused on actually being productive, before you know it, the day's already over. Yeah, if you achieve bits and pieces, that turns into weeks, the weeks turns into months, then years, and you're on your way to achieving your goals.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I mean...
Speaking of achieving goals,
yes.
Today we're going to talk to a lawyer who runs his own firm as well.
I'm fascinated by this story.
Why?
Because I think that for someone who is relatively young,
very young actually,
to be running his own law firm, that's pretty impressive.
And in Ghana too, it's tough.
I know. So all the things that go into that, it's going to be interesting to hear the story.
Should we meet him or should we not? Anyway, guys, it's an interactive show. So throughout our conversation with him, if you have any questions, comments, let us know with the hashtag Breakfast Daily, and the WhatsApp line is 0550585832. If you're outside Ghana, the country code is +233. Who are we talking to this morning?
Well, we're talking to Bobby Banson.
Okay.
Yeah, Bobby Banson. He's the lead consultant, and Robert. The company is Robert Smith and Adelaide Law. Yeah.
Okay.
And so he's joined us.
All right.
He's joined us by Zoom. Good morning, Bobby.
I think we got to get the sound in there. I think you first.
Yes. How are you doing? Yeah, fantastic. We're good here too. Thank you. Thank you for joining us on Breakfast Daily. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, myself, my name is Bobby Banson, and that's in Bobby, not Robert.
Okay.
I get that a lot. And I am a Fanti.
Okay.
But born in Nosu. I went to Adisadel College, then went to KNUST and studied law, and here we are. Journey still continues.
The interesting thing for me when I read a little bit about you is you're relatively young, and handling your own law firm, and in Ghana at that. Tell us a little bit about the journey to become a lawyer. I mean, have you always wanted this? Has it been a passion? Do you have lawyers in your family as well? What's the story?
Yes, well, I have lawyers in my family, but my passion for law actually began in Adisadel College. So in Adisadel College, there is a student's position called the school lawyer. Officially referred to as the student advocate, but it's called the school lawyer.
Okay.
And then after the prefects are elected or nominated by the school authorities, the prefects come together and then select somebody who would be the representative of the student body on the school's disciplinary committee. And I was chosen.
Okay.
And so that job required that you would study the school rules and regulations, the code of discipline. And then when students are charged with certain offenses, then you would have to more or less be their lawyer on the disciplinary committee. And it is something that is very unique to Adisadel College. So I did it for a year, and I enjoyed it. So when we were going to school, I said, okay, so why don't you continue? And then, look at how far I've come.
So what were some of the cases you handled at Adisco, Bobby?
I have some of my notes. I don't want to. One day, I had a very good friend walk to me and say, listen, Bobby, I have a little problem with my housemaster. And then I want to be debodinized because I'm tired of staying in the house. So what offense should I commit so that the punishment is only debodinization? So I leave the school and I still come back. So it was stuff like that we were doing. So that was a very interesting thing that we had to go through.
Okay, so every young person will have dreams of being a lawyer. They may have even done that in school like you did, but what made you decide to, okay, I'm going to pursue it as a career, and were there any surprises once you were in that space?
Well, I think, it's some of the things that I got to learn or to do as a school lawyer was that there were people who, in school, high school, a lot of us in those adolescent years we take wrong decisions, and then when the consequences of actions are thrown at us, then we sit up and then we say, listen, I think I've been towing the wrong path. It's time to turn around. So I had this experience of one of our mates. He's now an officer in the British Army who, when we were in school, he was so notorious. And his housemaster wanted him out of the house. Nobody wanted him in the school. And they lodged a complaint against him. We went to the disciplinary committee. They couldn't even find him to come. And then I told the headmaster, then Mr. Asiedu Jamra, we used to call him Laja, that I know where to find this guy, let me bring him. He said, listen, I'll not let you go alone because it's dangerous.
Wow.
I said, let me go and bring him. So I went, I knew where I'll find him. I spoke to him. He broke down, started crying. We moved from where I found him to the counseling department of the school. Then the counselor, then Miss Fuga, spoke to him, and the counselor brought him to the disciplinary committee and said that this boy is my responsibility. I have to change him. So whatever charges, give me a month, like he signed a bond of being a good behavior. And that was the turnaround of the gentleman.
Wow.
And he's now an officer in the British Army.
Wow. So what did that teach you about the role of lawyers? Because sometimes we see you guys in your flashy cars and stuff. And
that incident really sat me down and said, listen, as a lawyer, you have the ability to impact the lives of people. And then not only in the commercial space, but I mean, in business sense, in social sense, every sense. And because you carry some weight and some influence that you may underestimate. But if you're able to, people come to you with problems, it may be legal, it may be commercial, what have you. And when you speak to them, it may be the beginning of great things in their lives. And that one incident really emboldened my resolve to take this profession seriously and then do my best out of it.
The legal fraternity has often had a bashing in terms of people saying that, they take advantage of loopholes within the constitution and the legal framework to get people who should be in jail, off the hook and so on and so forth. What can you tell us about the legal fraternity and the mindset behind defending people?
Well, that is only a very minute. Criminal law is actually a very minute aspect of legal practice. It's less than 2% or 5% max of the legal practice. But you see, even God does not judge people without giving them an opportunity to be heard.
Fair enough.
For those of us who are Christians, you have the story of David. When he committed what he did, killed somebody, the prophet went to him and asked him questions. When Adam and Eve ate the apple, as we've made to believe, God asked them, where are you? What have you done? So if God himself does not judge people without giving them an opportunity to be heard, how much more you and I, mere mortals? And so my duty as a lawyer is to make sure that the person who has been accused of a criminal conduct is given the best opportunity to put up a defense. Because one of the principles in our legal jurisprudence is that it is better for one criminal to walk free than 1,000 innocent people to go to jail. And so if somebody comes to me to say, I've been accused of committing a crime, I have to ask the person questions and find out if the person had the intention of committing the crime. And that is what people normally misconstrue. In criminal law, the most important element to convict somebody is the intention. So the act may have happened, but the person did not intend the act. And so the job of the lawyer is to put across to the judge that yes, he may have shot this person, this conduct may have occurred, but that wasn't in his intention.
Okay, Bobby, we're not going to talk about your role as an entrepreneur. So being a lawyer is one thing, but running your own law firm is a completely different thing. And guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking to Bobby Banson. He's the lead lawyer, I don't know how they say in the legal terms, of Robert Smith and Idolate. So if you have any questions for us, let us know with the hashtag Breakfast Daily and a WhatsApp line 0550585832. So Bobby, when did you decide that, okay, I'm not only going to be a lawyer, but I'm going to run my own law firm? And what was that transition like?
I worked in a firm where the owner of the firm was very good to me. He really inspired me and motivated me a lot, gave me all the opportunities that I had. In 2015, I had the opportunity. I decided to go and then study courses. So I was in London to study some courses on arbitration. Then I went to Harvard. And then I met people, young ones, as we described them, who had a dream and were ready to sacrifice to build the dream. And that really motivated me, because sometimes the most difficult aspect of starting any form of business is the fear of failure.
Yeah.
And then you see people who are younger than you are, or just about your age, and they are taking the risk to start things on their own. So when I came back, I had a discussion with my boss and said, I'm motivated to do things differently and this way, and I need your blessings to branch off. And he gave it to me. So I registered the business in 2016, and it was tough, but we managed. We started with an office, the two of us. Over the years, we've grown to 12.
Wow.
And it's been a good journey, interesting. We are determined to do it. The average age in my office should be 27.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, 27, yes. Very young in the contest, but we are managing.
Okay,
and we are holding on.
What has been your best experience when you say to yourself, I'm really glad I did this?
There was a time when a friend of mine who runs a mechanic shop said he has a secretary whose ex-husband has taken her child from her, and the ex-husband was in the security services, one of them I'll not mention. And then all attempts to get, the person, the baby, access to the baby, it's been like 3 years, and the baby at that time was 2 years old. Was impossible. And she cannot afford lawyers and all of that. So I said, let her call me, let her come to the office. She did. I listened to her. She had I said, let's go to court, we'll get the order. And then within a day, I managed to get an order for her to have access to the child. And she wept uncontrollably in the courtroom.
Wow.
And that day, I really felt really good.
Wow.
And yeah, I was like, okay, so this is what it's meant to be. She really cried uncontrollably, and it was really touching.
Wow.
I did not stand there for long because I was also moved to tears. I really felt it, yeah.
As an entrepreneur, there are times when you ask yourself, is it, I know this experience has been, really heartwarming for you and very motivational, but there are times when, the numbers don't add up, and you ask yourself, is it time to fold this thing up? Have you ever had any of those days?
Well, so far, I would say no, to be frank. I've not had the days where I have said, sometimes it gets tough, but to say that let's fold it up, no, because, I have 11 families, let me put it that way, who at the end of the month would expect me to be a signatory to a check that will feed them and their families. And so even when sometimes, and they come to work every day with the motivation that they are going to work hard to earn a living.
Yeah.
So even when sometimes as an individual, as the person who gave birth to that vision, it's going tough, I look at them and then I get motivated. Then I said, these people have not forsaken what we are doing. Why must I, or how can I?
Yeah.
And so I've not gotten pushed to that stage where I would say, listen, it's all over, guys. Let's pack up and then leave. But I work with people and they motivate me. They are really a huge source of inspiration to me.
So speaking of challenges, Bobby, how has the coronavirus pandemic affected your work?
When it happened, of course, nobody moved for like 2 months, more or less. We had to now readjust our ways of communicating with clients and conducting businesses. I had, for instance, 3 speaking appointments outside the country within the first 6 weeks when we were on lockdown, and then everything now had to be done by Zoom, as we are doing now. Ordinarily, I would have been in your office, but I am here and it's affected. But businesses are still going on, so people are still conducting businesses, and so we've made ourselves available to make sure that we are useful. Technology-wise, we've opened up. We have most of our meetings by Zoom, unless it's very, very urgent. We do not do face-to-face client meetings, and it's been challenging. But we've all, like I said, because we are all young and all of that, it's really come up, and we've risen to the occasion.
Robert Smith and Adelaide Law. Where is that from? What's that about?
Okay, so when I decided to branch out, I did not want to use a name that was attached to me. So I wanted to build a brand different from me. So people knew me as Bobby Banson, but then I wanted to build an entity that could survive beyond me.
Okay.
So that tomorrow I could pack bag and baggage and say, listen, I'm going to farm in my village. But the firm will exist. People will know that, okay, it is Robert Smith and Adelaide, different from me. And that is why I came up with a name that would not directly associate with me. Well, so the original intention was to have only Smith and Adelaide, but I was forced to add Robert because then the General Legal Counsel said, the General Legal Counsel said, they are not lawyers. We don't know where their names are. We will need something that is, associated with you. And I didn't want Bobby. I could convince them that Robert is the same as Bobby, so they accepted it.
Now, we've seen some of your pictures. It looks like you're a big fan of sports.
Oh, yes, I love football. I mean, I love Barcelona. When I have the opportunity, I travel to watch some of the matches. And I'm happy to have the opportunity to have been in the footballing circles and met some of the great football stars or people. And it's a passion that I have.
Wow.
And, locally, I'm associated with the Legon Cities. It's a football club, I'm sure, So football is my passion.
Who are some of the people that who have had such great impact on your life and your journey? Because we see you, we are celebrating your successes, but, who are some of your mentors?
Well, my first mentor is my grandmother. Well, she's Smith. So yes, my grandmom. I lived with her all my life. She is a hard woman, but she always told me that, listen, do not think of where you are coming from. Focus on where you are going, and you would do what people think you cannot do. And she's always motivated me. Even when I get myself in trouble, she always finds a way of, patching things up. If you have time, let me tell you one experience that shaped my life. So she always used to pay school fees in advance.
Okay.
And then there was one term she had traveled out of the country. She did not return on time. So, those days when they used to sack school fees, it's normally the first 2 weeks when school reopens. And so they sacked school fees and they mentioned my name. And I felt very embarrassed because all my life, my name had never come up on that list. So here I was 10 years or so. I went back home, then wrote a letter to the head teacher telling him he was ungrateful and he had embarrassed me, blah, 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 blah. And I was told that he read the letter at an assembly. So, those in the schools in the mornings, they will call the students and there will be announcements, you go on parade and all of that. And I didn't know. So they waited and got to know my grandmother was back in town. So the next morning, the headmaster, the head teacher, my class teacher, and the school prefect were in my house. And here I was shaking because I knew they were coming to report me. So they came and said all the things I had written in the letter. And here my grandma was. She asked me to sit down. When they finished, she said, "Are you sure my 10-year-old grandson wrote all that?" I said, "Yes." Then she said, "Let me see the letter." So she took the letter and read it. Then guess what she did? She started clapping for the school, the teachers, those who came, and said, "Listen, if you can teach a 10-year-old to write such impeccable English, you should be proud of yourself. And you should celebrate it." Because if you teach, and these were her words, I'll never forget that day. She said, "If you teach a parrot how to speak, you are the first person the parrot speaks to."
Fantastic.
And she took that letter.
Fantastic.
And guess when she brought me that letter? When I was going to secondary school that dawn, she called me and pulled that letter out. And she said, "Do you remember this letter? If you go to secondary school and write and insult anybody, they will beat you and kill you. So when you get there, better behave." And it really shaped how I view things. Always decided to look at the second alternative, or what could have happened, what the intention was. Can you see a positive light out of a bad situation? And since then, I've always smiled at every storm because I always try to look for the silver lining.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much for being with us, Bobby. Where do we find your law firm?
Well, it's in the Octagon building, next to Movenpick Novotel, on the same compound as the new AMA office.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. Fantastic stories there. Thank you very much for sharing. All right, so Bobby Banson, he's a fantastic gentleman. I mean, I just love the stories and anecdotes. Yeah, really good stuff.
I think his grandmother was a lawyer.
I mean, seriously.
I don't know how she twisted that story. But thank you guys so much for joining us. This is Breakfast Daily on City TV. My name is Jifa Ika.
And I'm David Kwekusechi.
We
have
back.
News Review up next. We'll be right back.
Close-up deep action with antibacterial mouthwash formula and deep cleaning gel. Close-up deep action. Enjoy long-lasting fresh breath.
I got some money. But I ain't giving it to you. I got some money. But I ain't giving it to you. What I touch it is them. What I touch it is them. What I touch it is them.
There is nothing as hard as a diamond. For buildings with superior strength that withstand all weather conditions, Diamond Cement should be your preferred choice. Locate Diamond Cement nationwide with factories in Aflao, Takrady and Bupe. Diamond Cement, as hard as a diamond.
Whoa, what's going on, babe?
Have you heard of Wheel of Fortune?
No, what's that?
Register on betplanet.com.gh. Select Wheel of Fortune and win a prize.
What? Wait, I'm just gonna win a prize because I'm new?
Yes, but to win a prize, you only deposit 10 Ghana cedi.
Before I win, I have to pay?
Really? So you're comparing 10 Ghana cedi to an iPhone, an iPad, 25,000 Ghana cedi? Eh? Utumi a drink, Papa. Okay, then spin. Yes! Wait, we are ready! We are ready!
Welcome back. It's time for us to do the news review. And this morning, my guests are already in studio. I'm going to go through the front the front page headlines, and then we'll do some online stories, and then we'll come back. I'll introduce my guest to you. We'll have a conversation. This morning we're going to be talking about voters registration, the fallout from that. The EC says that there are still minor challenges with the role as it stands. There are minors and foreigners in the role. We'll be discussing that. Also, regarding election 2020, there's the back and forth and so on between the different political parties. So we're going to be doing all of that this morning. The show is interactive. Kindly use the hashtag Breakfast Daily to let us know what you're thinking. And also, our WhatsApp line is 0550-585-832. If you happen to be outside Ghana, you want to contribute, kindly add +233 to that WhatsApp number. So on the front page of the Daily Graphic, EC confident of credible register. Nearly 17 million voters captured. Government, World Bank vote $200 million for job creation. Police caution political parties against vigilantes. On the front page of the Ghanaian Times, Greater Accra, Ashanti top electoral roll with over 3.5 million and 3 million voters respectively. Okay, we have there, House approves $1.3 billion dollar loan for Cocoa Board to purchase cocoa beans. Armed robbers gunned down pastor at Ejiso Tikrom. Will continue to support youth amid COVID-19. This is from the Vice President. And our last paper here today on the Business Finder, AGI welcomes 100 billion Ghana Cedi CARES Fund, ready to engage government on detail. ADB shareholders will enjoy dividends soon. This is coming from the board chairman. We will continue to keep faith with customers. This is from CBG. All right, let's do some online stories. And on citynewsroom.com, we have foreign-owned shops operating without license at Circle to be shut down today. Will phase out double-track system eventually. Mohammed's promise unnecessary. This is coming from the Education Ministry. NDC will kick against illegal deletion of names from voter register. This is coming from Peter Otokuno. Mohammed's record of incompetence has already spoken very loudly. This is coming from the Vice President. Togbe Afere raises concerns over Ghanaians trapped around the Ghana-Togo border. And on citybusinessnews.com, fraud cases in banking sector increased by 5.5% in 2019. This is coming from the Bank of Ghana report. Inflation for July increases to 11.4%. Shareholders will enjoy dividends soon, ADB board chairman assures. Sustained commitment needed to fight illicit financial flows. This is from a group. Players push for passage of Construction Industry Development Authority bill. And on my Joy Online, I have received calls from religious leaders to call government to order. This is from the presidential aspirant of the NDC. And on BBC.com, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris say Trump has left U.S. in tatters. All right, so for more stories, kindly visit citynewsroom.com. And for more business news, kindly visit citybusinessnews.com. All right, so let me introduce my first guest to you. He's here seated. He's the NDC parliamentary candidate for Tamale Central. He's in the person of Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, bro.
How are you doing?
We can't complain, but alhamdulillah.
Okay. Earlier on, you were saying you're a Stoneboy fan.
Absolutely.
Yeah, how deep? How deep does it go?
But I said this off air.
How deep? I know, but how deep does this go?
I love reggae. I'm a reggae fan, profoundly. But of course, raga dancehall, they're all the chaff of reggae. And since you don't have too many reggae musicians in Ghana, except my brother in Ghana, Black Rasta, and others, I think that we must accept the norm that currently they seem to be the reigning, if you like, dancehall artists. Of course, Jupiter is another talented guy.
So you are into the thing. You're really into the thing.
I speak Patois, actually.
You speak Patois too?
Yeah, I do. So
maybe you should give us a line before you go, before we end the show.
Possibly.
Yeah.
So I like his style. He's good. He is talented. That is not to say that Shatta and others are good, but I think that in terms of ability, he speaks very, very good Patois than Shatta. But I think that Shatta is a showman. He commands a lot of people. But in terms of talent of the music, I think that Stoneboy stands tall. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so let's get into the stories this morning. We want to look at the voters register. I'm going to read a story quickly for us. Let me take one from the Daily Graphic first. EC is confident of credible register. Nearly 17 million voters captured. So the story here by Timothy Nengbe says the Electoral Commission, EC, has given a firm assurance that it's on track to conduct the December 7, 2020 polls with nothing but a clean and credible register. The Commission has provisionally registered 16,963,306 people at the end of the biometric voter registration exercise, which ended on August 9th this year, exceeding its 50 million target. Presenting updates on the registration exercise at the 9th edition of Let the Citizens Know series yesterday, the chairperson of the EC, Mrs. Jean Mensah, said the eligibility of 37,762 applicants had been challenged for various reasons, mainly bordering on nationality. However, she said, the Commission had put in place watertight mechanisms to thoroughly rid the register of unqualified persons, including foreigners and minors. We are mindful of the infiltration of foreigners at a number of our registration centers. Additionally, we are aware that a number of minors have found their way into the register, but we are confident that the challenge process initiated at all districts throughout the country will unearth these illegal persons and rid the register of unqualified persons. We are confident that the register will be used for the 2020 elections. That will be used for the 2020 elections will be wholly owned Ghanaian enterprise. Will be a wholly owned Ghanaian enterprise, reflecting qualified Ghanaians only. All right, so there's that story there. Let me quickly read something from our news portal, citynewsroom.com. And the story here says, new voters register still has minors and foreigners. All right, so the Electoral Commission says there are still minors and foreigners on the new voters register. This was made known by Chairperson of the Commission, Madam Jean Mensah, at a press conference yesterday, Wednesday, 12th of August. Okay, the Commission is mindful of the infiltration of foreigners at a number of our centers and so on and so forth. So the story there, she further indicated, okay, that, and this is further down in the story, she further indicated that the challenge cases may be linked to incidents of non-Ghanaians illegally registering for the voter ID card, as most of these happen in border towns of the country. It is evident that most of the challenge cases were from border regions, with the exception of Ahafo. it gives reason to assume that the challenge cases relate to citizenship issues emanating from the infiltration of foreigners. All right, so the largest areas of contention, or the areas of contention, are the OT region, which topped the chart, then the Ahafo, and then Volta regions as well. All right, so these are, what do you make of all of this? Let me come to you.
Well, let me say good morning to you, and of course, good morning to your cherished viewers and my good friend, and most importantly, the good people of Tamale Central. If you permit me, since this is the first time I have been here after the registration exercise, if you could give me just 30 seconds to
please go ahead.
My sincerest and profoundest gratitude and thanks to the people of Tamale Central, most importantly the constituency executive, the regional executive and the branch executive, for an outstanding job they did. And for me, we certainly wouldn't have had the increase in numbers juxtaposing the registrations we have had against the 2016 register. We have been able to do that because of their support, the youth groups and many other people who necessarily do not hold any political position at the branch level. I just want to tell them from the bottom of my heart that I am much grateful that we are in this together. And for me, it is the beginning of the, inshallah, the tsunami that is going to visit the NPP in the 2020 elections. And I do know that several constituencies, it has been a profound success. Mind you, the NDC was against the registration exercise. The NDC position was that we didn't need to spend millions of dollars in undertaking an exercise that was not going to add anything to the existing register that we had. We argued strongly that the reasons given for the justification for the Electoral Commission embarking on this exercise were not tenable. Some of them were completely mediocre. You have the Electoral Commission that initially argued that we had people whose names were on the register who were no longer alive. And the argument is that even if you undertake an exercise today, the next day you would find people who would also be dying. I believe that many people registered in this exercise and they are no more with us. So to use that as a basis for the justification of spending millions of dollars at a time when we don't have beds in our hospitals, and most importantly, at a time when we are all confronted with COVID-19, a pandemic and a virus which spread is occasioned by man-to-man contact or human-to-human contact. They also argued, if you look at the Electoral Commission, that yes, they needed to do that because they felt that the voter register was bloated. The figure that they themselves set, we are above that figure. So is it a question that the argument of a bloated register was born out of nothing but egoistic position taken by the Electoral Commission? Clearly, one can argue that if the numbers were the justification for those preposterous conclusions that the voter register was bloated, then I think that this current register we have is equally bloated.
But that's not fair. That's not a fair comment.
Why?
That's not a fair
comment. The Electoral Commission...
You know that's not a fair comment.
Why is it not a fair comment?
Because we know that there's a population growth rate. That means that 2016 to 2020, the population will be larger, which means the population, the voter population will also be larger. So we expect the voter population to be at maybe in the vicinity of, say, 17, 18, 19 million.
It's amazing you use population growth as a basis for people interested in wanting to participate in an electoral process. You can have the population and people are not interested if you don't have proper education and sensitization.
But you have to have the numbers before you have people who are interested.
I'm saying that you can have that and people are not interested.
True.
If you want to look at population, there are many countries in this world that has huge voter population than countries that are more populous than those countries. So that should not be a basis. Of course it can, but I'm saying that you cannot come to such a conclusion. Again, if you look at the argument we have made, the Electoral Commission argued, remember, that a country of about 28 to 30 million, and we had about 15 million people in the register, and that argument for me was funny, because if you look at the register that we have had, we've had used this register in 2012, the understanding is that it has always been an addition of the register in 2006 thereabout. We've used it in 2012 that we had NDC, President Mahama winning elections. We used the same register in 2016. You have President Nana winning an election. We felt that we needed to have done a limited registration as it has always been the case. And the argument we also made was that this was a biometric register. So that the argument that was made that every other elections we do a new register, for me, was an argument that could only be thrown to the marriage.
So let me ask you a question.
Because the reason why we have done that, those registers we're using were not voter register that were done based on biometrics. So to argue that because we do compile a new register every other election, for me, could only be told to my 2-year-old son. It never made sense.
So let me ask you a question. This exercise that we've done, was it an exercise in futility?
It was an exercise that was not necessary. We easily could have gone ahead with the old register. But mind you, the Electoral Commission itself has admitted that yes, they suspect that there are foreigners in it. I don't know how they came by that conclusion.
But she said so.
Absolutely preposterous to argue.
Why?
Because they are border towns. What about Bronhafo? Is it a border town? What about Paga? Paga is a border town to Burkina Faso in Upper East. Why is it that we are not talking about overbloated? You see, if you have people whose eligibility were challenged because they were averse, because they were not speaking the language that most of the people in that area spoke, and then you have the Electoral Commission, very dishonest woman, very, very dishonest.
That's not a fair comment.
Why is it not? This is a woman who came out. This is a woman who came out and lied to the people of this country that certain decisions were taken by all
parties. How did she lie?
Hold on. And admitted they had to apologize. They issued a statement that this was the decisions we arrived at, until the NDC said that is not true. We never arrived at that. They apologized. And she has been given litany. I can give you litany of such falsehoods that have been peddled by this woman. And I'm saying, let's interrogate the basis on which the woman came to this preposterous conclusion. Because they are border towns. On what basis? What about Bronhafo? What about Upper East? Upper East shares border. Upper West shares border with Burkina. Why don't we have that? The reason why we have this is that we all saw where military men were physically preventing people from going to participate in an electoral process because they were averse, because they were not speaking the language that the people spoke. You remember even the videos and footages with which our General Secretary had to go there, and he was lied to, particularly by terror groups formed and financed by this government, who are masquerading as security agencies. They had the audacity to prevent people. So the point we are making is that, how did she? That is why the NDC position is that no one should attempt to delete any name. How are you going to delete the names? Assuming I participated in the exercise, for example, in Tamale, then I'm here in Accra. Okay? Yeah. There's a time for exhibition. And that time for exhibition, everybody would have the opportunity to go and find out whether your name is there or not. Now, the Electoral Commission is now telling us that there's a process they are going to use to delete names. How are they going to delete those names? Is it an attempt to disenfranchise people who genuinely participate? You see, this should tell the woman that you cannot have a register that is absolutely clean. You certainly will have people who are not citizens of this country who would have their names on the register.
All right. Okay, super. Thank you. Okay, so my other guest is also here with us. Mr. George A.C. He's a communication team member of the MPP. Good morning to you, George.
Yeah, good morning, my brother.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
So you're looking very royal and regal.
I knew Honorable Mutala is coming. So
I see. Okay. So you've heard the stories there, what the EC chairperson has said, and then you've also heard the comments from Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed. What do you make of where we are now as far as the voter registration exercise is concerned?
Yeah, thank you. Good morning to you, your production crew, the Honorable Mutala Mohammed, who is going to suffer a resounding defeat by my brother, from my brother Dr. Anyas in Tamale Central. Good morning to our viewers. Yes, the Electoral Commissioner and the team have been phenomenal. They've been very fantastic. They kept their eyes on the ball in spite of all the destructive comments and actions by the NDC, led by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. The EC knew what they were up to. They decided not to get distracted. They had made the argument that the 2012 register, which up to 2019 was bloated, which bloatedness was actually established by the Justice VCRAC Crafts Committee, which had alluded to the fact that as of they had projected from 2015 up to this time that we were going to have about 600,000 dead people on the register. 600,000 dead people. And in the Constitution, Article 5(7) says that if there's a referendum, 60% of the people must attend to vote before it is legit, right? And so if you're doing those computations, if you have 600,000 dead people on the register, you'll be short of about 4 percentage points, okay, in the computation processes. So that is going to be a challenge. So you need to look at that. Then going forward, they had also made the argument that the machines were obsolete, okay? That argument had also been put on the table. And many other factors, okay? People who go and then they have problems with their fingerprints being taken and other things. So they were going to add another technology, facial recognition. Okay, all these arguments were made by the EC. We had held the view that the register was bloated and infiltrated by foreigners. We had made the argument that over 76,000 foreigners were on our register when we had just analyzed about 10% of that. Okay, so that has been our basis and consistent following after all from the Supreme Court ruling, Abu Ramadan versus the EC, when National Health Insurance card were used as proof of citizenship, and the Supreme Court had ruled that that was not legit. That alone was enough, for me, was enough to quash that register. That alone. But the argument was made. The then EC chair said they had a way to, expunge all those names, which wasn't done anyway properly. Okay, they did some and took some 55,600 or 56,000 people out. And I held the opinion then that even now, one Sidney Castle-Hayford, he's been coming on your shows. He had said he registered in 2012 with NHIS card and voted in 2016. Okay, his name was still on the register. And we had so many of such people. Okay, so these are the arguments that we had made. Now, fast forward. As for the NDC's whatever principle, they are not principled. I'm sorry, but they're a bunch of dishonest and unprincipled people. Because if you say we shouldn't have the register,
that's not a fair comment.
No, if he said certain things about some other people and he held onto that. If you say that we shouldn't have a register because it's not bloated, there's COVID, it's going to spread and others, and then you go and queue to go and register. What's the principal position? Was the COVID off?
George,
was the COVID off?
Your argument is.
It's not just COVID. Okay, and so people will be infected and die. So why do you go and join the queue?
I think you
went to Supreme Court, it was squashed. You were thrown away. And yet you came and joined I was happy they joined the queue. I was happy they registered. But it was unprecedented.
So why are you Why are you unnecessarily bashing this morning? Because if you didn't want them to register, is that what you're saying?
They were saying it's not going to happen.
You want to say that they're against it based on certain things.
He told somebody in one of your sister states, mark it on the wall. The register is not going to happen.
Yes.
Mark it on the wall.
Yes.
And another one said, castrate me if it comes off.
It's true. We had all those things. It is true.
And they did over 1,000 demonstrations across the country.
But the point,
from Tamale down.
But the point is that they also did say that.
Thank you.
No matter what happens, if the registration is going to come on, they will participate and inform.
After they realized they were, the woman wasn't faced by the what? You get it. Now let's come to the matter proper. We of the MPB have been very principled and supported the new register following through or from the argument we had made at Alicia and then Supreme Court ruling Abu Ramadan versus the EC. Now the EC says we have minors on the register and then we have foreigners on the register. Is this the first time you are hearing this? Dr. Kojo Farijan, right after registration, comes to the public to tell us that there are minors on the register, that he wasn't going to expunge their names for whatever strange and weird reasons. Okay? See, he told us that he could identify minors on the register, and yet he was going to do nothing about it. Now we have a bold woman as the EC chair who says, yes, I've identified minors on the register. Yeah? I'm going to expunge them. I have evidence that there are foreigners on the register. We are going to expunge them. And Otokuna says what? My brother, no problem. No, let's go. Let's see how it's going legally. You do that legally. Yes. Now let's see the legal premise that is going to be used to get the minors. My brother, if I suspect A, B, C, D are minors on the register, I take their pictures, everything. We set up a committee, invite all of them to appear before the committee. They justify with whatever document they have to show that they are indeed 18 and qualified. If you're able to justify it with whatever proof, let's leave you. You move. If you are not, your name is taken off. Because your pictures are there. Yeah. And where they registered is there. Yeah. Invite all of them before the committee. Let them go and justify, because we suspect they are minors. So they must be there to prove that indeed they are not minors. 2, foreigners. We have them in some of them. We do know what they do. Some have the Togo and other countries register. They have them. Okay? And some have those, their ID cards.
They have the voters registration card from different countries?
Yes, records of those ones.
You have proof of this?
Yes, some have it.
Okay.
Records of Togo register. But we use that to compare, and then Dr. Baumia came out with that 76,000. Madame Charlotte said she wasn't going to take it because she didn't get this thing from official source in Togo. So something which was, given to our political. Do you know that by the time we finish this and they do all the exhibition, everything, political parties will be giving copies? Do you know that? And so if I'm giving copy and I give it to a partner democratic or patriotic group in in Togo or Ivory Coast, you say it's not authentic? Okay? That's the argument we are making. So when this is put down there, the EC will be clothed with the powers to say, now what happens is, there are some people, do you know what? When I challenge you that you are not a Ghanaian, because I have seen your name in the Togo register, I will go to the committee, the arbitration or adjudication committee. Then I'll go and put it there that, look, I've seen that you have your name in the Togo register. You have come to register in Ghana again. So tell us whether you're a Ghanaian or a Togolese or a dual citizen. Right, okay. If you're a dual citizen, establish the basis upon which you should be accepted to vote.
Thank you.
If you're able to do that, you are left off the hook.
Okay,
otherwise, your name is expunged. So that you do that on evidence. The last one, those who make the argument that somebody's name, because of the name, is not a Ghanaian, come on. That one is much ado about nothing. Do you know why? When you challenge me that because my name sounds un-Ghanaian, the onus is on you to prove that because my name sounds un-Ghanaian, I'm not a Ghanaian.
All right, thank you.
So that one is just nothing. They are just throwing hot air. Leave them.
Can I make this
so the issue is on
I'm sure Ibrahim Mohammed wants to have a strong rebuttal. I'll give him a chance to do that after this short break. Don't go in.
Pepsodent introduces charcoal and lemon essence. The unique combination of natural essences whitens teeth naturally for you and family, because every smile matters.
All right. Well, welcome back from that break. It was a very interesting banter going on here. And we're going to be here in just a second from Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed. But the show is interactive, so kindly use the hashtag Breakfast Daily, and the WhatsApp line is 0550-58583 for us to hear 582 for us to hear what you're thinking. So before we went on that short break, we were having the arguments back and forth regarding whether the EC is right by saying that there are still foreigners and minors on the roll or not, and then what they are going to do to make sure that they clean that up and so on. So my guest George AC just concluded his comments there. I'm going to ask Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed to rebut that.
I never knew we have a hotel called Alicia Hotel.
Oh, it's not this one. If we know it's Alicia, he was referring to.
Can I finish? He would deny that he didn't say that because he would deny everything.
I heard it, but it's
okay. I have witnessed an intellectual analysis on several platforms. This is the most slippery analysis I've ever heard coming from a political party representation. An analysis that is pregnant with absolute falsehood. My brother asserted on this program that Justice Scrap Committee described the electoral register as bloated. This is a palpable falsehood. And I think that he needs to go read the report. Now, I am shocked that my brother, whose background I know to be a maths tutor, will tell me that how he even arrived at the 600,000 names that were not supposed to be in the register. 600,000 out of 50 million won't deny you of getting 60% of people participating.
Deny?
That's what you said. You are denying that one too.
You
are denying that one too. I know you deny the Alicia. Once you deny the Alicia, I know you deny this.
He didn't. By the way, he didn't deny the Alicia.
When he was speaking, I listened to him. Could you tell me?
I'm surprised.
George.
Let him move on.
I just want you to tame him so that I can make my point.
Because the choice of words, if I start, don't stop me.
It's okay. Please relax.
Good.
If you start what?
It's okay.
Don't worry.
Go ahead. Too strong to be intimidated.
Go ahead.
First and foremost, I'm saying, how did you even arrive at the so-called 76,000? Interestingly, he's talking about the fact that what Dr. Baumia and co did at Alisa Hotel, when they came out without any basis and evidence that there were these names in it. In any case, there was a serious and reputable accounting agency that audited the voter register and came out with a number of about 57,000 people who had registered. The Supreme Court was very clear. The Supreme Court never said that expunge them. They should be given the opportunity to provide the needed documentation to prove that they were indeed Ghanaians. So if someone registered with National Health Insurance card, you did not have the right to expunge the name. That person should come with the necessary proof that he or she is a Ghanaian. The fact that I come and participate in an exercise at a time when the National Health Insurance card was accepted for registration, and I'm a Ghanaian, it doesn't deny me the opportunity to re-register or to be captured, as long as I provide enough evidence that yes, I'm a Ghanaian, but I registered with the National Health Insurance card, a card which being used as registration has been nullified by the Supreme Court. That doesn't mean that I will be denied the opportunity to. And in any case, the NDC never said we were not going to participate in the registration exercise. We said that we were against it, and perhaps if he was listening, in my statement, my initial statement, I said we were against the registration exercise. And we gave reasons why we felt that this exercise was needless. We gave ample reasons. It was not just about COVID. We gave reasons buttressing the argument that the Electoral Commission's reasons justifying the exercise was not tenable. And I did make this point. Why? You demonstrated against value-added tax. As a matter of fact, in demonstrating against value-added tax, the current president led a team of people. 3 people were shot dead on that day, including a 14-year-old man. When he became Attorney General, didn't he look for the 14-year? The family of the 14-year-old boy are still crying for justice. And this young man met his untimely death because you were against value-added tax. Aren't you using value?
Shot them.
Will you behave? Aren't you using the value-added? Aren't you using the value-added tax? So the fact that people were against the exercise and therefore participating in it shows how unprincipled we are. Maybe perhaps there is another term, a definition for what constitutes principle. The NDC position was very clear. And let me also make this point very clear. This exercise that the Electoral Commission concluded that they have identified, what's the name, foreign names in it. How did they come by those names? How did they identify them? The Electoral Commission has incompetently provided reasons. And her reason is that because they seem to be border towns. And that is why I asked the question. What about Bromhafo? Is it a border town? What about Upper West? Upper West shares border with Burkina. Why is it that we do not have that? What about the Upper East? Go to Paga. Paga shares border with Burkina Faso. And I have made a point. People were denied the opportunity to register or were prevented from registering by not just any person, men in uniform, because they spoke language that was not the indigenous language spoken in that area. The extent to which a traditional leader in one of the communities was furious, indicating that they have been settled and sitting with these people for several years ago. That argument is not turned up. Interestingly, he is defending the Electoral Commission. The NPP has become the defenders of an independent state institution. They should not attempt to
I think we should all be defenders of the institution, though.
What? I think even when they are messing up, we should defend them. Even when they are lying, we should defend them.
Challenge them.
I say even when they are lying, we should defend them. When they lie,
I'm
saying that I'm saying that even when they are lying, we should defend them. No. Exactly. So in this case, they lied. They said that some decisions were taken when they knew in the heart of their heart that no decision of that nature was taken. Go and read the Abu Ramadan case very well. I get the sense that my brother is not being properly.
And then too, the fact I said, quoting the Constitution, I said when 60% referendum. If you have 600,000 dead people on the register, the computation of the 60% becomes a bit difficult.
Out of 15
arriving
million.
at that,
Out
okay?
of 15
because
million.
it's going to take away about 4 percentage points.
Out of 15
so you
million.
must have people coming, okay? So otherwise, you get 60% real. But because of those dead people on the register, you may not arrive. And the computation becomes null and void. The whole exercise becomes null and void. You get it? It's mathematical. Okay? I have made this argument, and my maths professor was proud
I say your students will be very angry.
He called me. I said, George, that's good. Okay, I'm telling you. So he doesn't understand maths. So you know, you use your training and skills and knowledge to apply to your arguments if you're making good, authentic, cogent arguments. Now let's move on to the other aspects that he gave to the people of God. I find out I'm ready to be schooled. No audit firm in Ghana, no audit firm audited the ruling. No audit firm.
Will you correct him?
You go to the election petition, fine. But when the Supreme Court did ruling, it was the political parties and the EC who were tasked to go and do that. Call Bernard Mona, I've met him. And the last one, the VAT argument. No audit firm. Go and find out. The VAT is not true. It's not true. It's a lie. It's a lie. Got it. Go and get it. Then the VAT argument. Callously. They were in government. They deployed people to kill innocent Ghanaians.
Really?
The Akufo-Addo team and co said, look, if you are starting VAT, we don't have a problem with it. But don't start at 17%.
That's a lie.
Start at 10%. That was the argument we made. And ultimately, they suspended it and then came back to the 10%.
I guess
that was the argument. Go and check those facts.
I guess
These are facts. We are in Ghana. Okay? I've been with MPP from 92.
No, you don't.
I've been there. So don't worry about that. So these are the facts. We know what was going on. You think we are going to be, acquiesced by your lies? Your persistent lies
then you don't
that you put on the table all the time. No.
Please wrap up for us.
Okay. So, my brother, the EC has done this way. I salute them. Okay, that they didn't listen to the distractions. They knew what they were up to. We've got it, and they've established that indeed the 2019 register was bloated. Okay, if we want to go into the nitty-gritties of that, that's another matter. So I'm happy we have a new register. Let them go through the processes, and then let's get a refined register for election 2020.
All right. Well, talk about election 2020. Talk about election 2020. We have a story here. We're going to dive into that right away, and I'm sure my guests will be very happy to bite each other's head off in this one too. So the story here says, Nana Jane and I will not engage in politics of insults. Mahama pledges. All right, so here's the story. The flag bearer of the
National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, says, together with his running mate, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, will not engage in politics of insults ahead of the 2020 elections. According to him, the team is not perturbed by the numerous attacks and insults hurled at him and his running mate from other political parties. Speaking at a ceremony to introduce the running mate of the party to the leadership of the Christian Council, John Mahama said, name-calling will not be part of his campaign. My running mate, Prof. Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, whom I am presenting to you today, has been encouraged by the Osu Manche to be strong and courageous in the face of what he feared would be a barrage of insults and attacks on her person, just because she's decided to serve her country at the highest level, help shape its destiny, and ensure shared prosperity for all. Indeed, these unprovoked attacks and insults have already started. But I can assure you, and all Ghanaians, that Nana Jane and myself will never engage in insults, name-calling, and name-calling of opponents. Children are watching and listening and copying, and it's important that we serve as good role models. Okay. Another quick one. By the way, in that story, he also goes on to say that he's going to complete the 200 community day school, the SHSs and so on. Okay, just for the record. And then Bawumia also says here.
Oh, are we boxing the two?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
It's not fair.
Is this
we
fair?
can do 5-5 and then
he says that it says Mohammed's record of he wants to run the show. Mohammed's record of incompetence has already spoken very loudly. All right. Then here the story says Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has once again taken a swipe at former President John Dramani Mahama. Dr. Bawumia insists that the incompetence of Mr. Mahama speaks loudly of him even in opposition. According to Dr. Bawumia, the promises Mr. Mahama is making ahead of the December 7th polls makes one wonder if he, John Mahama, has not been in office as a president before. And by the way, George, this is for you. This is why I'm tying the two stories together, because he made promises on that platform, including saying that they will not insult. He also made certain promises, and Bawumia is reacting to it here. We are in an election year, and we are hearing a lot of promises from the former president, John Mahama. And you will even think, after some time, wonder if he has been in office before, and may be tempted to think that he's a new person. But former President Mahama is not a new quantity, but a known quantity who has been in office for 8 years as vice president and president. What did Mahama do for the youth during his tenure? Promises are one thing, but deeds and actions are another. Actions speak louder than words, and John Mahama's record of incompetence has already spoken very loudly. Okay, so I'll just stop it there and then have your reactions, George.
Okay, the first one, it's heartwarming to hear the former president say that he's not going to engage in politics of insult. That's what we all want, because it derails the smooth processes of our democratic dispensation where we engage in insults and others. And we have known him when he was president, the kind of unsavory words he's used many times, baloney and other things, you remember. When Professor Mills died, and then they dug about 7 graves, and people were asking what that was for. Really? What did he tell Ghanaians?
Are you allowing me to
what did he tell Ghanaians? It's all there. Okay. And then dead goat syndrome and all that. Okay, people had challenges and were complaining. He said he was a dead goat. He wasn't going to listen to anybody. Okay, I'm a dead goat. So these are, I see, they are unsavory words because people have challenges. and we're complaining and putting it before our president. And our president says he's not going to mind anybody, and that is a sweet, savory word. Okay? So I'm happy to hear that. He's not going to engage, he's going to walk away from that character that we know him for. Fantastic. I look forward to him implementing that. Okay? Maybe because he's going to pair with our mommy, Professor J. Nano Pokwajima. Maybe mommy will be talking to him to get to the real path of progress and decency. So I'm excited to hear that from His Excellency the President. My prayer is that he will be able to keep to that. Coming to His Excellency the Vice President, it's a fact that we all know who His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is. My president, our president, has said the 2020 election process is going to be about records. Because for the first time, the immediate past president is coming back to contest, and the sitting president is contesting. They've all had one term, right? Even though one had had another additions there, 8 years in office before, coming out, right? And so we are going to put the two side by side, and then we compare records going forward. That is what we're going to do, right? And so if His Excellency the Vice President says, we know President Mahama, it's a fact. He's been there. Under the Atlaston, first oil, after President Kufuor got the oil for Ghana in commercial quantities, which they describe as adrenal, okay? The first draw was done under them. And then we have 14.4% growth. Thereafter, we presided over a country and brought it down without any pandemic anywhere to about 3.4%. Do you know the effect of that? That is how come he had to go for IMF for policy credibility. Because he, from his own words, we are eating the meat to the bone. Okay? And the economy was not expanding the way it ought to have been to absorb other new opportunities for people. That is the difference, okay? And so we had all these problems, and then we had to contend with doom so for 4 years or plus, okay? In this country, we all had serious effect on the economy. Then he had to go on to cancel something that had been there, teacher trainee and nurses trainee allowances. He cancelled them. And when he was asked, he said he was ready to lose the election if he doesn't even restore. He's not going to restore the allowance because nurses trainee and teacher trainees were asking that it be reinstated. He said no, he wasn't going to do that. And indeed, he lost the election. Today, he's back to say he's going to, do you know how to sustain it? The problem we had was his class incompetence. The incompetence which couldn't get those things, the economy to expand, to accommodate those additional costs. He brought something progressive because, let me tell you, I was in the classroom there. That thing was a ploy to destroy, was a ploy to destroy, because they knew from 2008 we had said free SHS. So he wanted to say, oh, it's not going to work. So he brought something called progressive free SHS, which he didn't pay a dime. He didn't pay a dime. You get it? Okay, and so these are the issues. Now, look at the budget that goes into free SHS. Is he going to be able to get the economy expanded to be able to contain some of these extra costs? Over 83,000 people in the forestry, 100,000 NAPCO people planting for food. And you see, governance is a serious business. And this government, the last one, please, I beg you. The last one had to do with the cost of projects that they executed. You know that Dubai and Kasua alone, over $440 million. All right,
thank you very much.
Compared to the 4 that is going on now, $283 million.
We'll come back.
Value for money.
Let's clap for him.
This is good governance and competence on wheels.
I would urge him to be quiet.
See, he was quiet for you.
So I would urge him.
He wasn't talking. I monitored. He wasn't talking.
I'll urge him. My simple advice to my brother is that sometimes when you are talking, listen to yourself. It's amazing. And that is why I said earlier that the most slippery analysis I have seen that is made by a pseudo intellectual on a political program. I'll tell you the reason. I'll tell you the reason. I'll tell you. Can I make?
No, but he's telling you made pseudo intellectual.
Have
you listened to what I've just said?
The second time he's doing that.
I said that I have listened to such pseudo intellectual analysis that made on programs, but this is the most slippery. I'm not making that pseudo reference to him. This is the most slippery analysis I have ever seen.
Fair enough. Go on.
Now he made a statement that you allowed him, and I drew your attention when he said that when Prof. Mills died, that President Mahama ensured that they dug about 7 graves. What for? And I was expecting you to put him to church.
I said to you that you can rebut on that.
No, but you need that because for him to make such a preposterous, claim on your program.
Why do you misquote people like that?
But didn't I draw your attention?
Yes, you did.
Yes. So
no, but he's misquoting.
Oh, you are denying that one too. You deny Alicia. You deny this.
But
let me. Can I make
no graves were being dug?
Yes.
I didn't say Mahama said. Mahama made the question was posed. Mahama said it was baloney.
But you tied it into the former president.
That's what I said.
You did.
Yes, the insults.
He should be listening to himself. In any case, first and foremost, President Mahama has been identified by even those within your party as one of the decent politicians that we can think of in this country. Now, he couldn't point to one single statement that President Mahama made that was insulting. One single statement. And when he started on that particular trajectory, I thought that he was going to say that President Mahama insulted ABCD. President Mahama's demeanor, the way he does his politics, is exemplary for most people to copy. I am amazed that he could not even identify one, and for which reason he tried to bring the graves and others which has no linkage whatsoever. Yes. Now, if you listen to the statement President Mahama made, he made that to the leadership of the Christian community and telling them that we need to sanitize our politics, that he and Jane are not going to engage in politics of insult. It is about issues. It is about what the NDC has done. And permit me to just provide him with some of the records of our achievement in the field of economy. Now, he tried to take away the fact that President Mahama, as the vice president, we had the economy which experienced its highest growth. But I'll just give him these figures. In the first place,
I said that.
He made references to doom so. Even your current minister for energy himself admitted that NDC solved doom so. Your current minister. As a matter of fact, from August, September, October, November, December, we never experienced doom so in 2016. Tell us a scintilla of energy that you have added to our energy needs in this country. The extent to which your current minister
now we
for
don't
energy,
need it. So I don't understand.
We do. But
why do we need it? We have 5,000.
We sell some to Burkina. We sell.
The point is that we don't need more than 2,700. Why are you going to add more than 5,000?
Is the argument about whether we need it or we don't? He said that is of doom so. And I'm drawing his attention.
Which is fair.
Hold on, please. This argument whether we don't need it or we need it, for me, it's neither here nor there.
No, you're saying that you haven't added any to it. I'm saying
that if you produce them and you sell them, you make profit. We are selling energy to our neighbors.
Okay.
So you don't tell me that we don't need it. We do need it because for commercial purposes and for the growth of our economy. And the fact that you have a projection that our economy must be anchored on industrial growth. Now you may attract other people who may want to have here because you have a stable energy production in this country. So we do need it. But I'm just drawing his attention. So for him to say that they solved themselves, that's a lie. It's not falsehood. It's absolute lie. His current minister himself admitted. But let me just point out to him some of the economic figures that maybe perhaps it will help him. Public debt to GDP now is at 67%.
Thank you.
From 56%.
Which
from 56%. Now tell me who did better than the other in terms of managing our debt. That is one. Two. We have interest payment now at 26 billion from 13 billion. Now with all the monies that you have borrowed, over 200 billion, you have nothing to show. President Mahama, with the monies that he borrowed, we have regional hospitals across the country that you do not have even the temerity, the guts to go and commission or complete. Now President Mahama has rules to show. Get out of Accra. Now, what he is talking about the Circle Dubai, and that we went in with huge sums of money, I'm not surprised. The flag bearer of your party now, the president himself, peddled such falsehood about the Kaswa interchange. It took your shooting minister You're now shooting Minister Hao Kumsen, who came out as a member of parliament to deny the allegation that was made by the president. The same president, when he peddled falsehood about the printing of diaries. So he sits here and he says that they are bloated. Cocoa Board, we were told in this country that Opuni squandered monies about $400 million. When Opuni is being tried, the $400 million has not found a space in the trial of Opuni. So when we sit here and make such preposterous allegations without evidence, mind you should be able to prosecute. If you think that someone executed a project, which you consider to be bloated, which you consider to be a fraud, you have the capacity, the political power, everything. You have the prosecutorial power. In fact, the only body that is clothed with the authority to prosecute in this country is the Minister of Justice and Attorney General. Why are you not doing anything about it? President Mohammed's demonstration of what he has done for this country is unmatched, and that is the reason why you guys have resources to insult him. He made mention about nursing trainee allowances and teacher trainee allowances. This is the most unvisionary policy intervention that I have ever seen. Myself and he, we all went through the teacher training college. As recent as 24th February 2017, under this government, when the Ghana Nurses and Midwifery Council held their their annual conference in Koforidua, in their communique, they indicated that we had a deficit of 38,000 nurses in this country to be able to meet the WHO standard. So what it simply means in simple language, that we needed 38,000 more nurses to be able to meet the WHO standard. You have restored an egoistic campaign promise of restoring nursing training allowances with a quota. Kolebu Nursing Training College that has the capacity to admit about 300 students a year, admitted just 96 in 2018. Now you know the consequences of it. The consequences of it is that every single year you have nurses who are retiring. Some will leave the profession. Some, of course, will die. No, so you need to produce more nurses. In a country that is already having a deficit of 38,000. Let me make this point. Of 38,000 nurses. Now come to teachers. Come to teachers. Come to teachers. Now clearly, you have teachers in a country where we have been able to remove the people-teacher syndrome. We now have professionally trained teachers who are taking care of our kids. You introduce a free SHS system without any vision that you have indeed reintroduced teacher training allowances with a quota. So the teacher training colleges can no longer admit up to the number that they will admit. This is not visionary. Tell me all the money. Let's look at the figures. Let's look at the
missing that's quota.
You even listen. I need to read from the
you even listen.
Every missing that's quota. He knows it.
I need to read from our
everybody will go to
so this is coming from
everybody will go to Lagos.
Ikili from Salaga. He says, if the EC says there are minors and foreigners in the new electoral roll, then commissioners must be arrested for wasting our time and resources. I'm not sure how you come by that argument, but it's fair. OPK from Goso says, Mahama and NDC can continue to meet pastors, National Chief Imam, and the Zongos, and still they will lose the election on December 7 because most of their communicators insulted our pastors in 2016 when they criticized them. Right, thank you very much. I want to say a big thank you to my guests. Yes, we are done. Right, you want more? You want more? After all that you have done, you want more. So I want to say a big thank you to our guests, Ibrahim.
We need to check what we took this morning.
Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed, who's the NDC parliamentary candidate for Tamale Central, and also to Mr. George E.C., a national communication team member of the MPP. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you too for watching this segment of the show. We're coming right back. There's a lot of exciting things coming. Don't go anywhere.
Close-up deep action with antibacterial mouthwash formula and deep cleaning gel. Close-up deep action. Enjoy long-lasting fresh breath.
There is no promise we cannot keep. There is no commitment we cannot honor. There is no delivery we cannot guarantee. There is only one Bethel Logistics Company Limited, a licensed international freight forwarding and clearing agent, a trusted global brand with an extensive network for the movement of air freight and ocean freight worldwide. We are the trusted name for road freight into Western and Northern Africa. We are fully accredited by Ghana Customs and Excise. We cater for all your freight forwarding, customs clearing and forwarding, cross trades, inland transportation, internal cargo tracking systems, customer freight costing and consultancy, cold chain logistics management, logistics and warehousing, quality inspection, and much more. In Accra, Tema, and Takrady, we are always available to ensure easy movement of cargo countrywide. Call us on 0204 528 900 or 0244 707 859. Email info@bethellogistics.com. Locate us in Accra at North Ridge, adjacent Accra Girls High School, or in Tema at Community 4, or in Takrady on the second floor of the GCB building. Website bethellogistics.com. Bethelog, experts in shipping logistics.
So, should you leave a cheating spouse?
Can you survive the marriage? I don't think so.
How do you deal with inappropriate family relationships?
For her to be married to you and still have the audacity to be romantically involved with your sister is serious.
And indeed, is love good enough reason to marry someone?
Your partner should yearn for you.
Join my sisters and me as we break down the issues, address the problems, and stir up the conversations right here on City TV every Friday night at 9 p.m. Sister Sister is live on your favorite station, and of course you can send your messages ahead of time to jessica@cityfmonline.com. Don't forget, Friday nights at 9.
Precision, style, class, execution, talent. Congratulations to the top 20 contestants that made it to the main audition for Keyboard Idol. The question is, which of these 20 talents will be in the top 10 and ultimately become the Keyboard Idol? Catch the Keyboard Idol every Saturday at 7 p.m. only on City TV. Tune in to City TV and follow the conversation using the hashtag Keyboard Idol for updates or visit citytvonline.com. This amazing talent competition is sponsored by Asanka, powered by Tech Aid, and Santor Energy. Keyboard Idol is powered by City TV. The quest to find a keyboard superstar starts now.
It's Twitch on the track again. Harao. I dey live one life, I don't get time for negative vibes. So whatever you do, then go talk. So do what you feel is right. Cause sometimes they envy the wish to live like you plenty, yeah. But you feel your life is empty. No, forget and be happy. Make you know let your worries over you. You figure your problems big if you give somebody. Nobody go feel happy you than yourself. So my party just stand up and beat up your chest. Say your problem be nothing, yeah. Your problem be nothing. You for be happy every day, yeah. No watch nobody and do your thing. You for happy every day, yeah. Forget what they say and go your way. You for happy every day, yeah. You for be happy every day, yeah. You for happy every day, yeah. You for happy every day, yeah. Listen to this one. Minima buy you a beat. Ekanin kuan obe pepa. Ni fum suoni na. I came home ya one in dead. Yes, I need be o jam for na ostre so I watching him. Hobi on the picture of phone so anana be mebu na obi saira. They said I been an imrebe sunche. Hey and tron kwa. Don't let them deceive you. I drink your head almost so. You can say a bekaya with them pondu. Make you know let your worries over you. You figure your problems big if you give somebody. Give somebody. Nobody go feel happy you than yourself. So my party just stand up and beat up your chest. Say your problem be nothing. Your problem be nothing. You for be happy every day. Don't watch nobody and do your thing. You for happy every day. Forget what they say and go. You for be happy every day, yeah. You for 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 be happy every day, yeah. Do your thing, hey, hey. Forget what they say. You for be happy every day, yeah. You for happy every day, yeah. You for happy every day. You for be happy every day, yeah. When in Chita, Menche Opiada, when in Chita, Enche Opiada, when in Chita. Yes, sir, yes, sir.
And that's Twitch Forever. We'll be talking to him later on. But a DIY this week, we head over to Parks and Gardens to learn how to make our own floral counterpiece. Let's take a look at that conversation.
So we are here this morning with Angelina. She's going to help us to understand flowering and how to make bouquets. You know, the whole experience of we have bouquets for weddings, we have wreaths for funerals and all of that. We're here with her. She's going to help us to understand how it's all done. And then I am also going to try my hands as well. All right. Good morning, Angelina.
Good morning.
Yes. So please take us through how do we make bouquets?
Well, we are going to do floral arrangements.
Floral arrangements, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, every green vegetation is good for our site.
Okay.
So, to start with is Dracaena.
Dracaena, which one
Dracaena, this is Dracaena.
That's Dracaena, okay.
Yeah. Then this is roses.
Okay.
Then we have Isoria. We have Heliconia. We have Moriah.
Okay.
Then we have Chrysanthemum.
Okay.
Then we have cane palm.
Cane palm.
Yes.
Okay.
The Dracaena is the basement. The Moriah is to fill the oasis.
Okay. This is the oasis?
This is the oasis.
Okay. And what is this for?
This is for floral foam. It's for arrangements. You arrange fresh flowers
in here.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now, earlier when I was touching, it feels wet.
Yes. This is wet oasis.
Okay. I mean, why do you do that? Why do you make it? Why is it wet?
It will keep the fresh flowers fresh.
Oh, okay. So it holds water.
Yes.
And then it allows the flowers to still get some moisture. Okay. All right. Okay.
Then this is a cane palm. That one to use it around the basement for the bouquet, the arrangement to look nice.
Okay. All right. So what's next? Let's go ahead and.
So we are going to start arranging the flowers. First of all, I have to cut the palm, the cane palm, into a certain shape.
Okay.
So that it will look nice.
All right.
Then from there, we will use the Dracaena also. Dracaena is the second basement flowers which we use in the floral arrangement.
Okay.
The finishing work is the chrysanthemum, the heliconia, and then the Isoria.
Isoria, okay. Yes. All right. So please, let's go ahead. Let's do it.
So we are starting.
Yes. Yes.
I'm starting the Dracaena.
Okay.
As I cut it, well, the Dracaena, I have to use it around the basement.
Okay.
This is the second basement. The Dracaena is the second basement.
So you're using the cane palm as the first?
The first.
Okay.
Then the Dracaena is the second basement.
Okay. All right, go ahead and show us what that looks like. So we're here, still here, and here we find out all the preparations have been done already. And as you can see, there's a bucket on the table now with all the flowers in here. So, Anjali, why do we have this bucket here?
Yes, we have to keep the flowers into a water.
Okay. So
for the flowers to be fresh still.
All right. So whilst you're doing, you don't want anything to wilt or to dry. Okay. Okay. All right. So then we're going to do the arrangements. Yeah. Okay. So let's do the arrangement.
So we are starting with the cane palm arrangement on the basement.
Okay. So, you know, yesterday you did some arrangement for us. It was really quick, really fast.
Yeah.
Today's one seems to have taken a long time.
Yes.
Okay, what's the difference?
The one we did for you was a presentation bouquet.
Okay.
Yeah. But today...
And that one is easy and simple.
It's easy and simple.
Okay.
But today is floral arrangement. You see, you have to cut your things according to what you are going to do.
Okay.
That is why we wasted a small time. So we are going to start.
Okay.
So we start by putting the thing into the OS.
Okay.
Then we put this one to this way.
Interesting.
Then this time,
yes,
I am going to cut small and put around.
Okay. So this is what you are saying about hiding the oasis.
Yes.
Okay. I see what you're doing.
For them not to see it, so let's put this one too.
Okay.
More of the yellow.
Okay.
So add into the arrangements so that it will look
fuller.
Nice. Yes.
Okay. I think the way I'm seeing what you're doing, we'll probably need a few more around here, and then the rest will go into the arrangement itself. So I'm sure as you're watching, you can see it taking shape nicely. We're getting to the place where we're about to splash it with a few other colors like the pink and orange here, heliconia, and then also the Izora over there. And of course the white chrysanthemums still haven't come on yet, so we're going to add that as well.
So now we start the in.
Okay. Okay. So looking good. I like it. build it? Where are the whites going to go?
The whites go in between the yellow.
The 2 yellow bands?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So stick it in here.
So I'll add this to it. The rest.
Okay. Oh, now I understand why you have these ones so long. But when you are done, and I'm going to ask this because I'm just curious like that. But, okay, no, let's go on. Let's go on. When you are done, these extra ones here, they look like, you know, they're in the way. What are you going to do with them? Oh, I should wait and see.
Come again.
These extra stalks here, what are you going to do with them?
No, they should be in.
They should be there?
Yes.
As part of the design. Okay. You don't want to add any more.
I'll add one.
Okay.
And I'm done.
I like it. Are we not going to use the Izora at all?
No, please.
No Izora?
No.
Today?
That's
another day?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right, so fantastic arrangement that you have here. So can people learn? I mean, look, let me be honest with you. From the beginning, I saw the flowers lying around the table and everything else. There's no way I can come up with this amazing thing that you have done. Is this something that you can teach people and you teach people to do?
I do teach people.
Okay.
And then,
how much does it cost to come and learn? If for example, I wanted to come and learn, you know, this, how long will it take me to learn, and then how much will it cost me?
Somebody who is creative, if the person come, man can come, woman can come.
Okay.
It is 3 months.
Okay.
You can learn it 3 months. If you are not active or you are not creative, you can continue.
It will take longer.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So.
All right. So what about people wanting to buy, you know, things from you? If they want it for their weddings, funerals, birthdays, whatever, they want flowers.
If you are looking for me,
how much? Yes. Yes.
If you are looking for a wreath, we have so many type of wreath. We have different type of wreath. It is ranging from 300 upwards.
Okay.
Casket spread. Everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have all kinds of flower arrangements for all of those things.
Then, if you are looking for me, you call my number 0244 245247.
Okay.
You reach me.
Okay. Fantastic. Thank you very much. So, as you can see, we've got this beautiful flower arrangement that has been done here, starting from the basics of just leaves and flowers lying around, put it all together. Look at this gorgeous thing. Reach out and get in touch with Angeline, and she will sort you out as well. Thank you for watching.
And there you have it, Evangelina teaching us how to make our own floral arrangement. And if you want to learn for yourself, you can find her at Parks and Gardens. And whilst you're there, you can pick up some plants as well. It's gorgeous over there, and it's time we began to make good use of our parks and gardens. We'll continue the show, but before that, let's take a look at our entertainment highlights.
Welcome to Entertainment Highlights on Breakfast Daily. My name is Atu Kwamina. A few days to Sarkodie's virtual concert, the Black Love concert, his manager Angel Town has sustained injuries to his eye. This happened through an altercation that ensued between Angel and Stonebwoy on Monday during the shoot of their performances for the concert. Reports say tempers frayed due to the misunderstanding between the two, and Stonebwoy allegedly hit Angel in the eye. Other accounts, however, say it was rather one of the security guards of Stonebwoy who through the scuffle hit Angel in the eye. Due to this, Stonebwoy could not record his performance for the concert. Even though both camps have been silent on the issue, eyewitnesses say it was a bad sight to behold. In the meantime, grapevine information has it that the two camps have spoken and resolved the issue. Sarkodie's Black Love virtual concert airs on seek.com on Sunday. It features Kwame Eugene, Tatawale, Edem, Efia, Amachi Dede, Kidi, Kim Promise, among others. Dancehall artist Jay Dorobi has disclosed he is falling in love with actress Nikki Simonis after seeing her for the first time. The poverty hit maker shared pictures of himself and Nikki to his Instagram account. While some think he might just be joking, others believe Jay Dorobi may simply be communicating a serious love message to Nikki. Ed Sheeran and his wife of 2 years, Sherry Seaborn, are expecting their first child together. The chart-topping singer, 29, and Sherry, 27, who first met at school, are said to be weeks away from becoming parents after keeping her pregnancy quiet during the global COVID-19 lockdown. And that's all for entertainment highlights on Breakfast Daily. My name is Atu Kwamina.
Welcome back. It's Breakfast Daily on CCTV. Thank you guys so much for staying with us. Now on Friday, I had on a head wrap, and a lot of people asked us to show them how to get our head wrap right. Now, as an amateur, I can't do that, but I do have someone who's going to show us exactly how to get it right. So if you have an old cloth at home, just grab them, and we're going to follow her through the entire step. I've been joined by Hamdia Abdallah. She is from Dia's Looks and Beauty Lounge, and she's going to walk us through the entire process. Throughout our conversation, so if you have any questions, let us know with the hashtag Breakfast Daily, and the WhatsApp line is 0550-585832. If you're outside Ghana, the country code is +233. Good morning, Hamdia.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. And
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Now, where do we even start from? There's a lot here. Can you tell us a bit about what we're seeing before we even get to the head wrap bit?
Okay. We have different kinds of cloths we use to tie our head. Okay. And some are for bridals, and some are also for our daily
move.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, please. So this is, we call this one a shoke.
Okay.
This is a shoke. So
this is what you would do if you're getting engaged or something. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But they come in layers.
All right.
So if you want to use it, you are going for a program and you want to use this kind of a shoke, you can use the 2 layers or the 3 layers.
Okay, this is the 3-layer one that
Yes, this is the 3-layer.
Okay.
And we have...
So that means we can use our local kente as well, the ones that they put together in layers.
Please.
Okay.
You can. And secondly, we have another ashoke, but this comes in a stoned form.
All right.
They are stoned.
Ooh.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, this is the 4-layer kente gele. Okay. And usually we use this 4 layers for bride because when you do the steps, it comes up a bit. Okay. So we don't want to tie for, let's say, someone who is going for a program, so that she doesn't look more beautiful than the bride. Yes.
So if you're a bridesmaid, you will do this.
A bridesmaid, yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay.
We have another one too.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is
also stoned. This is also used for a bride. This is also a 4-layer kelly.
Okay.
Yeah, ashoke. So this, we have a single one that can be used for a turban. This one, if you have a ponytail, you can tie this one, very simple style. Very simple style. This one, when you tie it, it doesn't come up a bit. So if, let's say you want a very simple one for a program or just you're going somewhere, you can use this one. This is a 1-layer. 1-layer killing. Yes, please.
So where do we start from? Let's delve right into the hair tie. What are we going to do first?
Yes, I want us to start with the simple ones that maybe I'm going to town, I'm going to the mall here and there. You can just tie something simple.
Okay, so this is just a regular scarf in the house.
Yes, a normal scarf. Yes, please.
Please go for it.
Okay. the demonstration for this one, I want to tie a butterfly, or let's say a bow tie. That's what we usually call it, yes. So first you stand in front, you don't stand at the back.
Okay.
So that you see what you are doing, yes.
Okay.
So what you do is, you first, whenever you're tying a gele, you always need your pins, and the pins comes in two sizes. You have these normal pins, we have these ones too. These are longer than this one.
Okay.
Yes. And most of the time too, when you are tying a gele, you need to brush the hair very well before you tie the gele, because we don't want
the baby hair
coming
coming out
around. So you brush it, and if you want to use the gel, it helps it
for
to
the
look
baby hair.
more beautiful.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm going to tie the bow tie.
But now you're not going to brush it?
Yes, at all, because she's on a cap. Yeah.
Okay.
First,
start from the back.
From the back. And tight. Some want it very tight. Some also want it a bit loose, but it shouldn't be too loose.
Because it might fall off.
Yes. So you just tie this. You can tie it to the middle or the side if you want. So for this one, I'm going to tie it at the side.
So this one is when you want more of your hair to show.
To show.
You're not trying to cover anything.
Yes. So what you do is this is just like this. The normal tying. This has to be longer than the one behind. You hold it like this. You get this one also like this.
You're facing a bow tie.
Yes. Then you just tie it like that. Sorry. So that's just it. Like
Very simple.
Very simple.
Okay.
Get it like this.
Wow.
That's one.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So for this style, what kind of cloth at home can you use? Must it be like the smallest cloth you have?
Yes, you can use kente. Let's say half a yard. You can use it for this simple style. When you get to town too, you can get your this false materials here, 2 cedis. You can get it and get this simple look done.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So what else are we gonna do?
All right. So this is one. If you have the simple one at home.
So you have the simple one.
Yes, that's all.
You just do your bow tie and then you're done.
And you're done.
So we're gonna go for a quick break and then we'll go through the other stuff that we're gonna do this morning. Guys, don't go anywhere. We're learning to do head wraps. So grab any fabric you have at home. Join us so that we all know how to do this. It's really simple and easy. We'll be right back.
Have you heard of Wheel of Fortune?
No, what's that?
Register on betplanet.com.gh. Select Wheel of Fortune and win a prize.
What? Wait, I'm just gonna win a prize because I'm new?
Yes, but to win a prize, you only deposit 10 Ghana cedi.
Before I win, I have to pay?
Really? So you're comparing 10 Ghana cedi to an iPhone, an iPad, 25,000 Ghana cedi. Utumi a drink, Papa.
Okay.
Okay, then spin. Wait, we are ready. We are ready.
Welcome back. It is still Breakfast Daily on City TV. Thank you so much for staying with us. And today we're learning how to get our head wraps right. I have with me Hamdia Abdallah, who's from the Diaz Looks and Beauty Salon, and she's been teaching us how to make simple stuff. So we're going to continue, but throughout our conversation and our creative lifestyle experiment, if you have any questions for us, let us know. The hashtag is Breakfast Daily, And the WhatsApp line is 0550585832. If you're outside Ghana, you'll still like to contribute to the conversation, kindly use the country code +233. And yeah, what else are we going to do now?
Okay, yeah, the next one is, we have, this is like a cup.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in a velvet form.
Nice.
So if you want to tie this one, you just...
So this one you're going to cover the entire...
Yeah, I want to cover the hair. So this is what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Yeah. It has two sides, which is this one's. So I'm going to create some pleats.
Okay.
And I'll bring the next one here. Please hold it for me. Now the next one, I'm going to use only the one.
Okay, is there a reason why you're only wrapping one side?
Yes, because I want to use this one for another style.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to wrap one side first, then you do the next. Okay. And I see that you're wrapping it in layers almost.
In layers, yes.
Okay, is there a reason?
Yes, you know when you do it in layers, it beautifies it more.
Like the one you have on.
Yes, please.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much. So I'll bring this one back a bit to cover. Yeah. That's when the pin comes in.
Okay.
So I'll just take my pins.
To hold it together.
Yes.
Okay. Because it might fall off if you don't.
You don't, yes.
Okay. How long have you been doing this?
It's been about 2.5 years now.
Okay.
Yes,
Please continue. We'll talk more about how long you've been doing it.
So
It's really nice.
I'm done with this side. So I'm going to create my styles with this one. Whenever you're pinning, you have to be very careful.
So you
don't pin,
yourself,
yes.
Yeah. It takes a lot of diligence to make sure that you don't hurt your finger in the process.
Yes.
So what are you doing there?
I'm creating a pleat that will come out like a flower.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, please continue.
Yeah. All right.
I'm sure our viewers are waiting to see how it will turn out. It looks beautiful so far. And while she's doing that, if you guys are at home and you're trying it, send us a picture of your final product. We want to see, if you got it right. So for a beginner, how long would something like this take them to do?
It takes at most a week.
Like
for this simple styles, at most a week.
To learn it?
Yes, please.
Wow. Okay. I love it. But for this one, you can't just use any regular fabric.
You can.
Have to get a specific.
No, really? you can use any fabric.
But the most point is you have to leave one side
yes,
first.
Please.
Okay. Beautiful. So I'm going to ask our models to just turn around a little bit for us, the other way, so that we see the design. Wow, right there. It's gorgeous. So where did you learn to do this specific one that we're looking at?
Where did I learn it?
Yes, where did you learn this?
I learned it, my madam is Hasi Bridals from Nigeria.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay, and she was in Ghana?
Yes.
Okay, what sparked your interest in this?
Actually, I love to tie. When I was a young girl, I love to tie. I just take my mom's cloth, tie my head, yes, with it. So when I grew up, I just had the interest to do it, to learn more.
Okay. We'll find out how the 2 years has been for you so far. Are we going to do more styles?
Yes, I will.
Okay, let's go and do the next one. So this, all you need is the cloth and a couple of pins.
Yes,
please.
Yes,
I think we used about 4 to 5 pins to get this look. Okay.
But usually this look, when Muslims, we are going for the nikah. That's the morning, the wedding, to be tied. Usually do these simple styles. We cover the hair with the veil. Yes, because we don't want to do much of layers to, because when you do the layers, usually when you cover the hair, it's some of the pleats will fall off. So when you do these simple styles,
then you put the veil.
You put the veil on.
That's perfect.
Yes.
Elegant.
You can also add more beauty to it by adding the pins, putting pins, colors of pins to it to give it more.
Okay, I like it.
Thank you.
Let's do the next one.
All right.
So you don't even have to take the pins off.
Yes.
Going from easy to more complicated ones. Which one are we going to do next?
Yes. I'm going to do this. This is also simple.
Okay, let's see. So this you just need one layer. If you have a one layer kente in the house, you can
tie this.
Okay.
All right. But this one, she's on a cup. So I want to take the cap off. Yes. So. In front of her.
As you do it from the back again.
Yes. We should be folded something in Gala, we call something 50-50. That's half of the length.
That's right.
You divide it into two. Then.
So you divide as you're folding.
Yes, as you're folding.
As you're wrapping it around.
Like this. This goes there. You can do it from the side. If you want the plate to come at the side, you can do it. If you want it from in the middle too, you can do it. So this, I want to do it in the middle. So this is how it looks like. This is it.
This looks a little more complicated than the first one.
Yes. Put one at the back. Bring the next one in front again.
Do you need? I can hold it for you if you need help.
Thank you.
Hold it here.
So you are done with this one. You can pin the back. And that's all.
But are you going to pin the front?
Yes, I can pin it.
Please pin it so that we see what the final product will look like. So do you, how did you get your first couple of clients 2.5 years ago?
I go to door to door.
Okay.
Yes, I have my makeup box on.
Nice.
And then go to a few people who knows me.
Okay.
Usually with the makeup box, it helped me a lot.
Wow.
It's people sees it and asks about it. Yes.
Okay. Yes. So we're gonna put something
so,
on here.
Yes.
It's gorgeous.
So I'll paint this one too. Yeah.
And you have to be very careful with the
Yes, with the paints.
Did you stab yourself a lot when you were learning, or not really?
It wasn't easy, but yeah.
What kind of things do your customers tell you when you're done styling them?
They praise me a lot.
Because you made them look very beautiful.
Yes, please.
I like this one. It's so simple. Like, you can wear this to work on a Friday that you don't want to show your hair. Let's say your hair's messy. Or if you're going to the mall with your friends, you can just put this on and you're done. Can you also take this to like a wedding, or you think it's too casual?
Yes, you can.
You can have this.
You can have this
for a wedding.
For a wedding, yeah. This one too.
So do you source the materials as well when a customer asks you to help them, or they usually have to come with their own material?
I have the materials.
Okay.
I go to Nigeria to get them.
Wow. So these are mostly from Nigeria?
Yes, please.
Okay. Do you think it's catching on in Ghana? Because usually it's the Nigerians who do most of these things at their weddings.
Now, especially the Muslims, they love it a lot. And some even buy it in bulk. And they sell it they give it out to their friends when there is a program.
Nice.
So they tie it together. Yeah.
So are we done with this look?
Yes, so that's it. If you have a ponytail, you can use it at the back because it's very small. As you see, it's like that. It's just very small like this. So you can just put a ponytail, pin the sides, and that's all. Yeah.
Okay, let's move to the bridal scene now. Okay. What the bridesmaids will look like and the brides look like. So this is the bride, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's see it.
So on top of the same one, you can just take off this ones, the pin, the pins, and now put the 4 layer or the 3 layer. This is the 3 layer. I prefer to use the 3 layer.
Okay, let's use the 3 layer then.
Before you tie a girly, you need something we call the belt.
Okay.
The belt.
Thing you fold.
Yes. So you turn, and it has two sides. So you look at the brighter part, the brighter side, and you fold it like this. You fold it very nicely.
Okay.
Then I can choose to tie it 70-30. The 70-30 is half, the 50-50 is half of the
pot.
Yes. Then between the 50, we also divide it into two. That's when we get the 30
and the 70.
Okay. Yes. So I'll put it on the...
So this time around you're wrapping from the front, not the back.
Yes. Okay. So I can decide to create my plate first.
Okay.
Or I can put it there.
And then create the plate.
Okay. But whenever you're tying, you need to
fold
the back so that you can see what you're doing at the back.
Okay.
So this is the 30-70.
Hold on to the 70.
Yes. Okay. So I don't want to tie. I want to use the 70 only.
Okay.
So
you just
my
hold on to
my client to hold it for me.
Okay.
So that it doesn't fall off.
Okay.
want to put this side of it.
So you want to just a little bit of the...
yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I can hold the...
Yes, okay.
So that you do the
now,
design.
I have my 70. So I want to create the pleats.
Okay. So the pleat is created with the 70?
Yes.
Okay.
You can create as many pleats as you want.
Yeah. Okay. So you create the pleats by just folding it from the back to the front?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I have 4 now. Whenever your time, there are some layers here, and when this pleat it comes forward, it doesn't make the pleat look good. So usually we try to put it inside so that it doesn't show at the edge of the pleats.
So the larger the fabric, the more pleats you can.
The more pleats you get.
Okay.
So this is it. So I'm going to tie. I'll bring my pleats. Yes. I'll hold this side.
So you folded the side as well. Okay. Wow. And you tie the final, the 30 and the 70. Okay.
Then I'll pull this side a bit.
Okay. Why are you pulling it?
I pull it to get the pleats.
Okay. Around.
Around.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is what I do. I begin to fold this side.
So you fold as you go.
Yes.
Some messages here. Joanna Asari says, may Allah bless your handwork. Marbina from Gulf City says, I've learned some head wrap skills today. I never got it right. Marbina, you're not the only one who has struggled to get head wraps right. Hi Jifa, Hamdia is very talented. Where can I locate her when I'm ready for my wedding? This comes from Amma from Tema. Where are you located? I know you say door to door, but it's not to find you. Can they come to you as well?
Yes, I'm located at Fadama, off Chief Imam's Street.
Okay.
There's a junction called Nyametiasi.
Okay.
You locate me there. When you call, yes,
well,
my student
share your number with us as well.
Yes, please.
What's your number?
My number is 0543 45 46 86.
Okay. 0543
45 46 86.
I like the 45 46
86.
And where do we follow you on social media?
Okay, my social media, I use
Facebook.
Yes. For Instagram is DS Looks.
Okay, DS Looks.
DS Looks.
So we're seeing some of your work.
Yes.
Here on our screen. Very happy clients as well. So now you guys know how to do your head wraps. It's not that complicated at all. Just grab your fabric, follow these few steps. You might need a few pins, and then before you know it, you have the most beautiful look you can ever want in your groom. It's also very, very happy. We're almost done with what we are doing here. And then we'll show you guys the final product. And there you have it. More looks from Hamdia. Gonna learn how to wrap our hairs. You don't always have, sometimes you have a bad hair day and you're like, I really don't want to show my hair. but how do I wrap it in a way that is still beautiful, still fashionable, and extremely classy? So whether you're going to work on a Friday or you're going to a wedding or a birthday party, there's always a great head wrap to do to suit the occasion and, of course, boost your confidence. We almost done, Andrea?
Yes, please.
Ooh. Wow. Gorgeous. So we have our final product.
Yes.
How many layers do we have there?
You can create as many layers as you want, depending on the size of the
fabric.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Hamdia Abdallah, for being with us and teaching us how to wrap a simple head wrap. And thank you at home for staying. Now, we've had Twitch with us all morning long. This isn't his first time on Breakfast Daily, but he's been here before and now he's back. He has a single out that will take a look at Twitch forever. The single is called Baby. We'll take a look at that and have a conversation with him.
Hey, y'all dance, get up.
I demand though, I need explanation. You should tell me. You know, be hypo. Yeah, me know the air bad tofu. Nothing the way you do it. I don't feel that say I know they lie. If you know there be nobody, they over me. Yeah, you probably cause the girl you want my baby. Because you want my baby. You probably cause the girl you want my baby. You want my baby. You probably cause the girl you want my baby. Because you want my baby. You probably cause the girl you want my baby. You want my baby. You be the one day want to lie. Me can get you off my mind. Girl, you're one of a kind. We are confident too. Yeah. We not like you. Although not to chill me sending time. You be different feeling in the time where you start by. But in the way you do it, I love it that you say I know the lie. Yeah. Also, I know the mind. You know I know the mind. Because you are my baby. Probably because you are mine. Probably because you are my baby. Because you are mine. Maybe probably because you are my baby. Because you are mine. Maybe probably because you are my baby. Because you are mine.
Baby by Twitch.
Yep.
First of all, the video is beautiful. Where did you shoot it?
We shot it in Jamestown, directed by Andy Majite. Big shout out to Andy Majite.
It's crazy. This is Jamestown like I've never seen before.
Yeah, me myself. I didn't expect it to come out
this way. It came out beautiful. I mean, and it's so authentic.
Yeah.
What inspired the song?
So Baby is one of the songs which is really special to me because at that time I made the song, I was in love.
Aww.
Yeah, and then I wanted to...
How did you fall in love?
I met this girl on social media and then we
Did you slide in her DMs or she slid in your DMs?
She slid in mine first. She slid in mine first, but later I was the one doing the sliding every day. So I was just trying to exaggerate the fact that I wanted to be with her.
Okay.
And then unfortunately it didn't end well.
What happened?
Oh, she just broke my heart.
Oh, how did you do that? One break.
She just made me know we are all young, and then she was just having fun.
Oh
yeah.
Well, but then I didn't.
I didn't know it would be fun because obviously if I knew it was to be fun, like I would have also
had your fun.
Yeah.
I hope there's a heartbreak song on the lost album, on the lost EP about it. Is it the same girl or a different heartbreak?
The same girl.
Hey.
I use just the girl.
Experience.
Yeah, just that experience to do my EP, and then I drew inspirations from my mom too as well, because growing up I grew up with just my mom, my grandma and my little sister. Wow. So my dad left us at the age of 6, so I used to witness them arguing and stuff, so I just wanted to talk about that heartbreak part of my mom's life and mine as well on the
How was that process like for you, going through the motions of being a child and now going through it as an adult?
I've always felt comfortable because my mom is very hardworking. She's my mom and my dad. She doesn't give us that space where we will miss our dad. She always provides whatever we need. So big shouts to my mom. God bless her.
Big shout out to your mom. We're proud of her for bringing it. Tell us about the Lost EP.
Yeah, so Lost EP is me talking about my love life. And then on the second phase too, I feel like I'm lost in life too as well, because everyone is trying his or her possible means to be successful. No one has got that formula. So I feel like we are all trying our means to be successful. Yeah, so basically that's what I'm trying
What are some of the interesting collaborations you've had?
With Kwesiata, and with Kitty, and then Medical.
Okay.
Yeah. They are out there already.
So please shout it out so that we go.
Yeah, so me, Kwesiata, and Kitty is Superman. Okay. And then me, Kwesiata again for Take Your Something. Me, Medical for Cool Your Temper.
Cool. Yeah. Now you had only 4 songs on the EP.
Yeah.
Why? People wanted more.
I wanted more myself.
Oh, then what happened?
I just thought like, with this tape, I just want people to know who Twitch Forever is and then understand my sound before I feed them with loads of music.
Okay.
Yeah,
so we're going to get more throughout the year.
Oh, yeah.
When
most
do we
definitely.
get the EP?
The EP is already out. It came out on the 7th. And then it has been doing well. People are showing massive support. It's number 2 on the album chart.
Wow. So, platforms
Congratulations.
It's available everywhere. Thank you very much. It's on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, everywhere. Everyone can go get Lost EP by Twitch Forever.
And where can people follow you?
They can follow me on all social media at Twitch Forever, TWITCH. And mind you, the Forever is not forever. It's the number 4 EVA.
Eva.
Yeah. So
she called Eva.
What are the other 3 songs on the EP?
And so the other 3 songs, the first song is Distant, and then we jump to the third song because Baby is the second song, and then the third song is Chaskele, and then the last song is Dada. So Distant. Baby Dada, no, I'm talking about my peers. I'm trying to preach.
Okay, so it's not about her.
No.
Thank God. One song on the EP is not about her.
Yeah, one song on the EP is not about her. It's just about life and then where we are as youngins. So I'm just trying to let the people out there know their purpose in life and then they shouldn't lose their way. So be into that only nipa way. So what I say. Yeah.
What can we expect from you?
Oh, more music, more videos. Like, I didn't expect much response from the tape because I felt like the sound was a bit different, but then...
But you worked so hard at it. It's so authentic.
Yeah. But then I was scared a bit because I felt like Ghanaians wouldn't really like the sound.
No, we love it.
Thank you. It's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you very much.
Lost EP is out. Go out there and get it. We need to... I love it. I love Baby. You know, I mean, really nice. You're in the dating world now, so hopefully this is the song you use to court your girls. Like, baby, hopefully you don't go too hard for it. They have to listen to the other 2 songs.
When we leave, I'm going to Apple Music.
And get Baby.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for joining us for Breakfast Daily.
Yeah, my name is David Kwekusechi. It's been a good show.
I'm Jifa Ekia Amatam. Stay safe. Stay blessed. Tomorrow is Friday.
Yep. So. And you know how we do it on Fridays? Yeah. So don't miss it. Don't miss it.
Okay, on behalf of everybody, Rolex, David, Paco, Evans, I was the whole team.
All right.
Continue.
Well, we'll do that tomorrow. We'll do the massive shout out tomorrow. All right.
Thank you guys so much. Take care.
This is VOA Africa.
I'm Esther Gido-Ewart. It's Tuesday, August 11th. This is Africa 54.